nice and neat. Okay, so I have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to split this video into two videos. The stuff that's going to be in this video is going to be right up here above my head, so you can click on any one of those to go to any point in the video that I'm talking about that specific point. And everything else that I'm going to talk about is going to be in the next video, and the link to that video will be down here in the lower right corner next to my shoulder. So you can click that to go to the second video at any point in time that you want. So let us start out with stuff for this video. I'm going to be talking about games using misinformation, the ability to remix one clip into different tunes, music, and what stuff like Glee has been doing with it, what I thought about Battlestar Galactica, and then the next video will be what's left. The next video I'm going to talk about preconceptions, the 5-hour energy drink commercials, and my balding. So, everything that I just said for the first video, up there. Everything for the second video, down there. So let's begin. Alright, so, games using misinformation. I've seen a lot of icons and text on the right-hand side of Facebook advertising various games on the internet. Most of their taglines are, "Can you beat level 1?" or "Bet you can't beat level 1." And there's no levels at all. It's just all one level. So of course you can't beat level 1 because it's only one level. They also use sniper images for games that have absolutely nothing to do with guns or shooting or snipers. So I don't know where that really comes in. And one in particular has cropped up tons of times recently and in the past. The game is called Ebony, and the ads feature these really hot chicks, and Ebony has absolutely nothing to do with chicks at all. It's just a browser-based game where you build up villages, and that's about it. So, games using misinformation to guide you to a page that tells you more about the game, and then you learn the game is not what you expected it to be, and then you don't usually play it. But I guess it works, because maybe it works on how many times people click the link to get to the next page, instead of who actually signs up. But I find it very odd to see people using it so frequently. And at this point in time, it's like, it's old news already. They've been overusing it so much. I was recently listening to a remix of a single clip segment from one of the vloggers that I watch, Shay Carl, where he was vlogging regularly, and he was in a parking garage, so he started to sing to himself in the parking garage. Someone made a remix of it using about a 2-second clip. They made it into 3 different segments that were tuned differently. So it was the same clip used 3 different times with 3 different results. And let's take a listen to that.
In the parking garage, in the parking garage, in the parking garage, in the parking garage.
So, as you can see, that was 3 different clips. They were all different in the tune. Of course, they added some remix stuff in the background as well, but they used one clip, and that's all they did. So I was amazed at that they could actually take that one clip and then tune it in different ways to make it so that this one clip was different in 3 different ways. So something I found interesting. Maybe you'll find it interesting as well, I don't know. And along the line of remixes, I'd like to also talk about the Glee cast versus the original music. Usually, what I find is that the Glee cast remixes are better than the original music videos that are made by the actual artist. I don't know why. I find that it's probably because Glee is specifically focused on actually making the music part, whereas the music videos are just to put the music out there. But I do like the Glee versions much better than I do the originals, so I will usually, if I'm searching for a particular song and I know it's been on Glee, I will search the Glee cast version instead of the original. I finished watching Battlestar Galactica a while ago, but I figured I'd add it in somewhere, so here it is. I thought that season 1 and 2 were pretty good. They had a very interesting concept, relatively unique, kind of followed along the lines of Terminator, but a little bit different. And of course, it was a very long TV series and not a series of movies. So the introduction was really well done. I liked how they kind of brought everything in. Then it kind of slowed down a bit in season 2. But I still liked season 2. Season 2 was good. Season 2 ended on a relatively uneasy cliffhanger note, which led into a very poorly done, not poorly done, but poorly made. Okay, not poorly made. Not poorly anything. It was just bad. I thought it was bad. So it wasn't poorly made, not poorly done. It wasn't poorly acted. It was just, I didn't find the script and the direction of the movie was going in a very good direction. And season 3 is where a bunch of questions that were never answered started to crop up, which led into season 4, which was okay, but it was still on the lower side of the good scale. I enjoyed it all. However, there were a bunch of questions that were unanswered, and I thought they could have done a better job kind of getting it all out there and making sense of it all. I mean, of course, there was a suspension of disbelief because, of course, they are in space, but there is a limit to how much belief I can suspend. And they passed that line. They made it into something that it didn't make any sense at the end. The ending was great, okay, fine, but it didn't make sense, and I wanted it to make sense, and because it didn't, I didn't think that the last 2 seasons were very good. Overall, however, I do recommend it for anyone who wants to see science fiction TV series, and who like sci-fi. It was definitely good. There will be some questions that you have, but some of them won't get answered. There are some, oh my god, wow moments. There are some, wow, that was bad moments, and there are just a bunch of moments. But overall, I thought it was pretty well done. So that wraps it up for this particular video. If you would like to see stuff about preconceptions, the 5-hour energy drink commercials, and hear about my balding, you can click this link right down there, and that'll take you to that video which covers all of that. Otherwise, if you want to re-listen to one of the topics that I went over, it's going to be right here, up above my head. So you have the Games Using Misinformation, Parking Garage Remix, Glee Cast, Music Better Than the Original Music, and Battlestar Galactica overall review, sort of. So yeah, I guess that wraps this video up. So I will either see you in next video or not, and I'm not really going to see you either way anyway, so I don't know why I said that. So yeah, awkward.